Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside, so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's gonna happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're gonna practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero, all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. Just slightly earlier than I expected. My name is Jamin, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? So I went over to my grandma's house this weekend, and we had a bunch of Chinese food that we were going to bring over because my uncle and cousin were also there.
Okay.
And it was in the back seat of the car, and there was a lot of food. So it was like in a box. And anyway, at one point I had to slam on the brakes because I was driving. Yeah. And we got there, and all of the Chinese food had come out of the box, and the wonton soup did not survive.
Oh, did the car survive?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
The floor mats were a little bit, not great.
So you brought a bag of Chinese food with you in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured either the brakes were going to come into play, or you were going to forget it, and there was going to be a smell. So, of the two, I think the first one's the better one, but yeah. Sorry, and
Oh, that's all right. Most of it was salvageable.
Okay.
But,
cool.
It was an adventure.
So, adventures, yes. All right, nice. Well, today we're going to be playing the song Summertime. A lot of you in Kloppel Academy level 2 and 3 are working on this song, and figured we could go through this all together because it's a great song anyway, even if you're not in Kloppel Academy. Eventually, down the road, it's going to sound and look something like this. 2 and a 1, 2, 3, summertime. And the living is easy. Fish are jumping. And the cotton is high. Daddy's rich. And your mama's good. So that's what it's going to look like eventually. We're going to start, though, at the very beginning with an A. So in order to find an A, you're just going to take any group of 3 black notes like that or like that. As long as you don't pick a group of 2, you'll be fine. So pick a group of 3 and take the middle note and drag it up. That means to the right a little bit, and you'll land on an A every single time. It doesn't matter which A you pick any of them that you like. And we're gonna start there. We're gonna jump over a note to get to an F and then come right back to it. And we're gonna say out loud the words, even though you adults hate saying the words out loud. Summertime. Cool. Best if you can sing it or try to sing it. Even if you don't hit the notes, trying to sing it, I think, is going to make you a better player. But at least say the words summertime. There's 2 things going on right here. So first of all, if you're singing the notes, then you are working on something called ear training, and that's very helpful. But if you're saying the words, also, you're less likely to get lost in the song later on, because in jazz, we like to play the song and then play the song and then play the song. And we end up playing it like 10, 15, 20 times for a short song, and then 30 or 40 or 50 or 75 times if your name's John Coltrane. So we're gonna play summertime and at least say the words, but preferably sing them. And then we're gonna go down 1 note for a G, and then an F, and then a G, and then an A. And this section right here, this whole phrase right here, this section is going to be a little bit faster than the rest of it. So summertime, that's fine, but this thing right here, that thing's going to take some practice. So it's going to be a G. It sounds really cool, but it's not actually that difficult. You just play a G and then go 1 note to the left. So you're going to fake to the left and then head to the right twice, and then jump, jump, and then jump, but the last jump is not just a regular jump, it's like 1 more than a jump. So it's an extra large jump. So after the A, you're gonna skip down, and then jump down after that. And that's the phrase, and the living is easy. And saying the words again is really gonna be really helpful there. So we've got summertime, and the living is easy. Again, with the track, the rhythm would be something like this. 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, summertime, and the living is easy. All right, cool. So that will take some practice, but we're gonna play through this like a billion times. So just hang in there. And the goal is not to be able to play the song at the end of this lesson. The goal is to be able to understand what you need to practice so that you can work on it on your own. Unless you're pressing pause as we go along, and if you're in the archives, and then you're getting each section as we go, then cool. At the end of the lesson, you'll be able to play it. But if you're live with us, just get the notes that you can. Don't worry about the rest. The next one's gonna look like it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna look like summertime, but instead of coming back to the A, we're gonna go not quite all the way up to the A, and we're gonna land on a G and play 2 of them because the word is jumping, and so we need 2 of these for each of those syllables. Jumping, fish are jumping. Cool. And then we're gonna go back and forth between the note that's right next to it and the note that is a skip away from there. So back and forth between the F and the D. And the words are, and the cotton is, and then for high, we're just gonna go down 1 note. Yeah, okay, so this is a lot of notes to remember, but hopefully we can get the little chunks at a time. Don't worry about going all the way from the beginning all the way to the end. That's probably not a great way to practice this or any other song. Just think of it in little phrases and work on the phrase until you can play it the way that the song would go. And then once it sounds like part of the song, then add another section to it. So I would think so far we've got something like 4 phrases. We have summertime, probably the easiest phrase, and then and the living is easy would be the second phrase, and then fish are jumping, that'd be the next phrase, and the cotton is high, that would be the third phrase. And then this next thing, good news, this third line here is exactly the same as the first line, so we get to do that again. The words are going to be different here. Daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. Okay, cool. But the notes are exactly the same. So if you know that first line, you actually know half the song. And then this last line right here is going to start on the A that we left off on. Ing of mama's good looking is an A, and that same exact A is going to be the word so. We're going to go skip up to a C, skip back down to an A, skip back up to a C. So there's a lot of that going on in this song. But like this is called a third here because there's like 3 letters involved. So jumping from an A to a C, a lot of jumping from an A to an F up there. And then we have that other thing that's the F and the D right up here, and the cotton is high. So watch out for that. So hush, little. We're gonna go up 1 note from there to a D for the word bay, and then skip again for F, and then we're gonna skip up again for A, and then we're gonna come down 1 note, come down 1 note, and then a D. So this last line is probably the weirdest out of all of them, because this thing sounds pretty cool. It's kind of bluesy. It's not that difficult to remember how it sounds, but this last line is the one that gets everybody. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. And the rhythm on that is different for every player that plays it. So we kind of approximate the rhythms, especially on the last 4 notes or so. Don't you cry. Those ones right there. But again, along with the track, get all the notes. I'm going to play the track and play the song a few times through. Get all the notes that you can. And then as soon as you mess up, don't go, I messed up. Just wait. Keep watching the video. And eventually I'll come back around to where you are and you can pick back up. So get all the notes you can. Don't worry about the ones that you miss. You're going to miss a bunch. I might miss some too. It's all right. That's what we're here for. Let's go. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3. Summertime. And the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. And then we go again, because it's jazz. Summertime, and the living is easy. Next line. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't. Yeah, try to pick up whatever phrases you're missing, but we go around again, and we can start to mess with the rhythms too. We don't have to play it exactly the same every time. In fact, it's best if we don't. And the cotton is high. Dad is rich, and your mama's good. So hush, little baby, don't. Let's go again, one more time, ready to go. Dad is rich, and your mama's good. So hush. Yeah, one more time. Those fish jumping, and the cotton gets high. Your dad is rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. And then a lot of people make this A into an A flat right here. So we put on A flat on that one. Then we go up to the fish are jumping. Your dad is rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't. Yeah, let's try one more time with the A flat in there. Here we go. Okay, cool. So that's all of the notes. After that, really, we start to improvise a little bit, which is kind of an intermediate concept, but I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of that in here right now. We're going to be playing in the key of D minor, and so we're going to play all white notes with the exception of B. We're going to play a B flat instead. So all white notes, beginning and ending on D. The D, of course, is the note that's in between a group of two black notes. I say, of course, there's no reason that would be intuitive at all. But all the white notes between those ones, except for this one right here, we're going to play this one right here. So then we can just kind of mess around, focus mostly on the 1 and the 5 of the key. The 1 would be the D, and the 5 would be the A. And so those are gonna be the safest notes. They're gonna sound right the most number of times in the song. But all the other ones are gonna be fun too. So we can kind of play the melody, and then like in between the lines or whatever, play some of these notes. Like this. So I'm just going up and down through there. Oh, we're done? Really? Already? Okay, fine. So these are the notes that we would use to improvise with, or at least start to improvise with. I want to go one more time with the track, and this time I'm going to play the melody, and then you'll see me like throw other stuff in between. And the stuff I'm going to throw in between is hopefully just going up through the D minor scale or down through the D minor scale. Let's try some of that right now. You can just play the melody here. You don't have to try to do any of the improvisation stuff. Here we go. 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, summertime. And the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich. Mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't cry. Again. Living is easy. Fish are jumping. And the cotton is rich and mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. So you can see I'm just using the melody here, and then also using the key and a lot of the phrases that we have inside of the song to just kind of start really mutilating the melody and putting other little things in between. Eventually, we'll turn this into what you would consider legitimate improvisation, but honestly, if you're having fun and you're making sounds, then that is perfectly legitimate. So, but you all have a thing that you like imagine yourself sounding like. Not all of you, most of you, who I've communicated with, have something in your mind that you're like, yeah, but when I'm playing, like, it doesn't sound good like a real player would play. So we're gonna learn some of that stuff. But first, I think we're going to take a little break, and I want to show you the progression of the day. So this has nothing to do at all with what we were just playing. This is just the progression of the day. By the way, this key right here, the key of D minor, is the same set of notes, and you probably recognize this if you're in Clopple Academy level 3 or higher, same set of notes as the key of F major. So the key of F major has chords in it that are, yikes, if we get lost here pretty early on, then that's cool. All we're looking for is this an interesting topic? If it is, then we can go into greater detail in other lessons and stuff. But some of you guys will already know what I'm talking about here. This would be one of the chords in the key of F because none of the notes in this chord violate the scale. Or, yikes, another way of saying that would be it's every other note starting on the first note of the scale. So I'm just playing the scale, every other note starting on that one. So that would be the 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, the 6 chord, and the 7 chord, just playing every other note starting on the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7. Okay, cool. So that's where we start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. So I'm going to show you a really common progression in the key of F and every other key that exists in the universe. We're gonna play a 1, a 6, a 4, and a 5. So you can do this with any key. Let's actually go to the key of C because that's gonna be easier for us. So this is a C right here, and it's gonna be all white notes. So in the key of C, this is the 1 because it's the C. That's the 2 because it's the D. So all we're gonna do is play all white notes, every other note. That's the 1 chord. Cool. We need a 1, a 6, a 4, and a 5. So if this is the 1, then our 6 would be, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. So then our 6 chord would be every other note starting on the 6. So we have the 1 chord, we have the 6 chord, then we'd have a 4 chord. See if you can find a 4 chord on your own without me. You're gonna go to the 4 of the key, and then you're gonna play every other note starting on that note. Hopefully it looks something like this. And then you're gonna go to the 5 chord. So it's 1, 6, 4, 5. And the 5 chord would be right there. So the 1 chord, the 6 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. And if you're working on keys and scales and you're wanting to get more into chords, this would be a great way to start working your way through some really common progressions because it's going to show up in a lot of your pop songs. 1, 6, 4, and 5 in the key of C or any other key. I'd start out probably in the key of C. And then we'll have some more application for this chord progression later on. But for right now, let's get back to this song after this short break. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.